trousers, brushing a speck of dirt from the polished toe of his shoe. Reggie's entire body, wax legs and all, tried to flinch back from George's smile. His nerves remembered pain and wanted to press the body itself into the rough bark, through it, to dissolve somehow. But the tree was unyielding, and George was too. "Reggie, my dear boy," George sighed. "Shall we try this again? I know you found part of it on your own and thought you could get away with hiding it from us." Reggie stared at him. The sharp, surprised wail of a child who had likely scraped his knee rose somewhere in the distance. "What earthly good did you think it would do you?" George asked. "You of all people." He stood again, the question clearly rhetorical, and made a curt gesture to his companion, who took his place in front of Reggie. "Get on with it," thought Reggie, squinting at the uncovered ball of the sun. "Hurl yourself at us. Now would be ideal." "You found the thing. You snatched it. Now, tell us what it is," the man demanded. "I can't," said Reggie, or tried to. His tongue spasmed. The man brought his hands together. There was no finesse to his technique, but by God he was fast. His fingers flickered through the crude shapes of the cradles and came alive with the white glow of his spell before Reggie could so much as inhale. Then he took hold of Reggie's hands. His grip was inescapable. His heavy brows drew together, and he frowned down at Reggie's palms as though he were about to read Reggie's fortune and tell him what his future would be. "Short," thought Reggie hysterically, and then the white crawled over his skin and he screamed again. By the time it ended, one of his fingers stood at an awful angle where it had twitched itself out of the man's grip. "What is it?" This time, the bind sensed Reggie's desperation to comply and answer the question. His tender, throbbing tongue now felt as it had when the spell had been laid in the first place, branded and sizzling. He whined around it, clutching at his face. The sound he made seemed to crawl in the air, and yet it affected the park idyll not in the slightest. The people around them could have been figures in a painting, blissfully unaware of a small child throwing a tantrum on the gallery's marble floor, safe on the other side of the frame. "Fucking hell," the man said. "You bloody little worm. My lord, look." "Damn and blast," was George's comment, staring down at Reggie's tongue. The symbol of the bind must have been glowing there. It felt like it. He didn't do that to himself. Still, there are limits to a secret bind, ways to wriggle around its edges. He frowned. "What is it, Reggie? Play a game of charades, if you must. Write it. Draw it in the dirt. Find a way." A scrap of hope rose in Reggie at the idea. When he tried to move his hands, they burned with a flash of reproving heat, then went as stubbornly unresponsive as his legs. No, it wasn't going to be that easy for any of them. George's eyes were narrowed. "Very well. Where is it now?" Reggie shrugged in complete honesty. "Where did you last see it?" The pain of the bind gave a wary pulse, and Reggie didn't dare test his voice. But this time his hands lifted when he told them to, and he waved them frantically. "Aye," said the other man. "Now we're getting someplace." "Indeed." George looked out over the park again. He shifted his gaze north, then kept turning, a slow circle like a man lost and seeking landmarks.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.